Heyo, this is Daylight, and here are my top 10 tips for Champion Select. No matter what game you enter in League, you will first have to enter Champion Select. The choices you make in Champion Select dictate what tools you have for the game. If you perform well in Champion Select, you can make it easier for yourself to perform well in the game, and a team that wins Champion Select are more likely to win the game. This even extends into Pro Play. So here are my top 10 tips to help you win Champion Select. Number 1. Know good and bad synergy. If you have a Yasuo on your team, maybe it's time to play a champion with an AoE knockup like Mao or Galio to help him get his clutch ults. If you have an Ahri, maybe look to play someone with a good dive engage and ask her to ball you so she can ult after you dive. On the flip side, you need to know your bad synergies. If you have a Vayne or a Kog'Maw who's generally weak in lane, maybe a melee support who also tends to lose lane is not the right choice, as lane phase could get you too far behind to be effective. When playing Vayne, maybe ask your support to play someone who can compensate for her lack of early wave clear. This will stop you from getting shoved in and losing the tower right away. If your team's playing all AP or AD champions, and the enemy team have a few tank picks, maybe play the opposite to vary your damage, so the enemy tanks can easily win by spamming one resistance. If you're unsure what has synergy and what doesn't, many online websites can help, and just try remember what has worked in the past or what an enemy team played against you that destroyed you. This can be seen in Pro Play, where at Worlds this year Jarvan, Galio and Rumble were played to make the Hot Pot come. This is where Jarvan traps enemies in his ult for the follow-up of Rumble ult, Galio knock-up to keep them there. Overall, synergy is important and is a big factor in winning the game. Number 2. Play for the team. If you aren't confident to stomp your opponent and carry your team, or in a hard matchup, play for the team. Do they need a tank? Do they need peel? Does your team need engage, disengage? If you got mid and you don't mid often, why not play a support mid like Karma or Ahri, who can help the team stay alive and reposition? If you think these are lame champions because you don't need skill or you aren't crushing enemy team by yourself, let me remind you that this is a team game and you aren't always the all-star on your team, and that these are both picks that Faker, arguably the best player in the world, has played on the world stage recently. In low elo, I find a lot of players disrespect their teammates' skill level, and hence only play carries, which can lead to a lot of squishy teams. If you're looking for a win and not just to get some kills, then maybe you need to play the tank, so your team has a front line. One thing to remember is that everyone is generally trying to win, and everyone is skilled at different things like map awareness, mechanics, game knowledge. Everyone in your elo has gone through the same as you have to get there and is there for a reason. I've seen challenges feed or Silva's wreck lane. Even a mediocre teammate can play well, given the right team. Number 3. Use counter picks. If you're up against a blitz, why not play a counter? Maybe it's time to play a Braum who can tank the hook for the ADC and then dash back to them. Or a Leona who's begging to be hooked in. Sure, you can play squishy champions and try to dodge, but the enemy blitz is trying to hook you just as much as you are trying to dodge the hook. In esports, you hear a lot of high percentage picks and plays. Counter picks are often picks because they usually have a high percent win, because ultimately they are easy to perform against the enemy champion. Not only should you pick counters when you can, but also know what makes a counter, or what you can do to counter the enemy champion. If you went Lulu into Leona, you can W her mid-dash if you're in range, stopping her follow-up stun. So make sure you save your W for her E, and make sure you're in range to W her. Thresh can E to stop her dash midway also, or Soraka can put the silence where she lands. One of my favorite counters is Nami into Jhin. As soon as he ults, you ult him, and in a few seconds his ult is cancelled. That paired with her Q, which can be easy to land on Jhin since he has no dash, and you can slow him with E first, makes her an awesome counter pick. Number 4. Play familiar champs. Know your role. I'm not saying don't try new champs, but there is a place for that, normals, and the practice tool to learn ability combos and matchups. If you're looking to win, play champions you feel comfortable on and are familiar with because you're generally better on them. One thing I say to new players is make sure you read your abilities because that will help you decide how to use them. I once had a player that said, "Oh man, I love when the shield comes back to you when you play Poppy," and I asked, "Do you know why and when that happened?" Once they read the ability, they found out that it happens if she gets the kill with the auto, and now they can get easy shields to set up for good trades. Don't underestimate the power of a comfort pick. This can even be seen in pro play. Number 5. Know your win condition. Every lane and every team has a win condition. If they fight in a certain area, if they split push, if they win early, if you scale, make sure you know your win condition. If you have a split push top on your team, maybe play someone disengaged like Gragas or Janna, so you can stop those 4v5s from acing your team and losing you the game. If you know the player you are laning with likes to be aggressive, maybe play an aggressive lane. No point picking a weak early game champ when your support has picked Leona who needs to stomp lane and snowball ahead. If you are unsure of your win condition, perhaps look online or watch some pro league. The casters usually highlight both teams' win condition. Simply, you could even ask your team what they are trying to do in the game. Number 6. Don't pick all losing lanes. Don't pick all losing lanes. If you have 3 lanes pushed in, it's really going to be hard for your team to apply map pressure at all. This will allow the enemy team to get vision in your jungle and roam around for kills. And dives and in low elo probably lead to a snowball. Number 7. Ban champions that tilt you. Easy one. Seriously though, if it's going to make you play bad or tilt you, ban it. Or if it's going to make your teammate play bad or tilt them, ban it. Number 8. Use the right runes and summoner spells. There will be an optimal set of summoners and runes for your role on every team. You need to find them and pick them. If you are a split pusher, take TP so you can TP into teamfights when needed. Or if you need lane presence, take Ignite for kills. If you're a bot lane and you need to survive the lane, take Barrier on ADC and heal on support for massive HP baits. Tip 9. Don't be afraid to dodge. In solo, you lose 3 LP and no matchmaking rating for your first dodge of the day, and then 10 LP every dodge after that. MMR is the thing you want high because it leads to big LP gains and makes it easier to climb. If there is a toxic player on your team, or if your team comp is simply outclassed, I know I'd rather lose 3 LP and 5 mins before I can queue compared to 20 LP and 30 to 50 mins trying to salvage a lost game that's probably gonna end up tilting me. And finally, my last and probably the easiest tip, don't troll your team. Don't tilt your team by banning who they want to play. If you don't like their pick, simply dodge. But tilting teammates in chat, or by picking or banning their champ, or picking Teemo because you're tilted, will probably tilt your team and you're setting yourself up for a loss. And that concludes my top 10 tips for champion select. I hope you learned something. This has been Daylight, and thanks for watching.